ourselves in terms of creating health. And I've also noticed that people who have it together emotionally and intellectually usually are pretty wise about the food choices they make, or they're not overeating. But the point is that the way we think and feel has a tremendous impact on our well-being. I knew people in my group that were raw foodists, but they were sickly people because their whole life had to do with this kind of ridiculous intensity and closed-mindedness about anything that didn't have to do with food. And it created, in my mind, it created more disease than somebody who was eating the average American diet that had a loving heart and was living their life and feeding their essence, which is very important. Very, very important. I mean, if I had to list the things that are important for your health, I would list them in this way. I would say fresh air is probably the most important thing, because you can live without food for 100 days. You can live without water for maybe 2 or 3 days, but how long can you live without air? You know, maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. You know, fresh air is so important. Sunshine is so important. And once you know it, that doctors have told us repeatedly to stay out of the sun. This is insanity. Of course you don't want to burn your skin, but you must be in the sun if you want to be a healthy person. And if you can be naked in the sun, it's great. I don't want you to get arrested, but that's really important too. I mean, again, we're the only species in the world that are constantly covering ourselves up. It's ridiculous. Yes, Nick. That's a great idea. When Alexandra was born, she was just an infant. And we had this apartment where the windows folded in like this. And I used to take her as an infant early in the morning, or maybe late in the afternoon when the sun wasn't so bright. I'd put a towel down and I would just lay her there. When she was just a few weeks old, and literally you could see that she loved it and she would just take it in. And most babies, we're told, don't put them in the sun, don't put them in the sun. The sun is essential. Okay, so fresh air, clean water, fresh air is sunshine, clean water, exercise, absolutely necessary. You must move your body. If you don't eliminate, toxins will accumulate, no matter how well you eat. Okay, you have to do some kind of exercise. It doesn't have to be unbelievably rigorous, but you have to do it at least 3 times a week, I would say, for 20 minutes minimum. Hopefully, 4 to 6 times, and hopefully something that you enjoy. You have to move the body. We have, a lot of us, not in here, everybody looks pretty fit in here, but you've got to move your body no matter what it is. It's so, so, so important. So those are the things I would suggest. And another thing that's absolutely important for your health and your well-being and your happiness is to feed your essence. And this might sound like it's off the subject, but when you were 5, 6, and 7 years old, what did you love? What did you really love? What moved you? What inspired you? You have to be in touch with that person in yourself. And you have to feed that part of yourself, because unfortunately, after 8, 9, 10 years old, personality takes over and we stop feeding our essence. We stop feeding who we are. And everybody here knows what I'm talking about. There's something that you love to do, and most of the time we don't do it. We don't give it to ourselves. So if you want to be healthy, it's essential that you feed yourself, that you, whether it's art, whether it's playing music, whether it's whatever it is, bicycle riding, I don't know, whatever it is, it's dancing, exactly. Music is incredibly important. I mean, the whole universe is vibration, And so that's about it. That's all I want to say. I want to hear your questions, because that's my favorite part of giving